Welcome to Vacation 2024. The last couple years on vacation, we actually have stayed at home. The last vacation we had is when we went out and got married. And with that said, we really wanted to go on vacation this year, but there was a couple extenuating circumstances. I won't get into them, but I made a vow saying, I want to do something on my vacation. I have no regrets about the last 2 years where we actually tore down a lean-to on the shed and rebuilt it. And the next year how we painted, and because we got things done, it was fabulous. But I said this year, I do not want my vacation to be all projects around the property. I want to do something. I don't care if I sleep at home. I want to do something. So here we are. And I'm about halfway through the vacation, which is so sad. How can I already be halfway through? But let me share my vacation with you. The first day of my vacation was actually my anniversary. And Jason had just recently switched jobs and he could not get the first 2 days, which was a Thursday and Friday, off. So I had to celebrate my anniversary by myself during the day. I wasn't by myself. I actually contacted my nephew and he and I met up at a park, a historic park. We went to Renfrew Museum and we did the homestead tour and then we walked around the property inspecting all the buildings. Had a good day. On Friday, Jason still had to work and I was still home alone on nothing. So I actually contacted my nephew again and he and I hit up the city park in Hagerstown. Now he and I have been there a gazillion times, but I wanted to go because in the 50s, the Western Maryland Railroad gave a steam engine to the children of Hagerstown and it has been in the city park since then. This steam engine has been a part of my life, my whole life. And there is talk and they are in negotiations to actually get rid of the steam engine. So my nephew and I went to say our farewells to the steam engine. And yeah, I had to take a crazy picture of myself because acting like a steam engine's gonna run me over. We did walk through the park also, and we also toured the Hager house. We had the most fabulous tour guide. He was fantastic. Came home, Jason and I had dinner at home and we celebrated the beginning of our vacation together, even though I was already 2 days in. Saturday, we ended up having to work around the house because yes, it had rained for like a gazillion days. Okay, maybe that was like more like 12. And the grass was up to my neck. Okay, up to my ankles. And we needed to mow. So we were mowing, we were doing stuff like that. I knew we were going to do it, and I know we're probably going to have to do it at the end of the vacation also. Not a biggie, and but it was planned. And I was in the kitchen, I was working, I was making some macaroni salad so that we could have that with a meal that we were going to be eating at home the next day. So I was actually in the kitchen doing all kinds of stuff and getting myself all situated. Jason was working, we were working stuff outside, I was in and out. And I walked into the basement to flip a load of laundry because I was trying to get some laundry done so we could have our time free. And I heard a waterfall in my basement. I kid you not. It was not a pleasant waterfall. We sprung a leak in a pipe, and of course it wasn't a water supply line. It was a drain line. Luckily, it wasn't a toilet. It was actually my kitchen sink. The good thing is we have a shower in our basement, and It was dripping into the shower. The bad part is we touched that pipe and the pipe disintegrated and it was just like pretty much open. So even though it was dripping into even though it was running into the shower, it was spraying everywhere because it was a lot. So the sink was closed down. And when we started to look into it, most of our house had apparently been upgraded to PVC, but the pipe going from the sink down to the basement was cast iron. We thought about it and we actually shelved it. We just closed the sink down and ate out, because it's vacation, and said we would work with it later. And we were just doing a little bit of research on how to fix a cast iron pipe. Sunday, we woke up and we were not ready to work on the pipe yet. We wanted to do a little something to start our vacation out. So we decided to head down to Harper's Ferry. It was jam-packed with people, like wall to wall, like everywhere. Couldn't find parking. The parking was crazy. So we actually ended up going to Harper's Cemetery, which is above Harper's Ferry. We could have walked down into the city, but we actually decided to spend our time exploring Harper's Cemetery. We actually got back in the car and we moseyed our way home, slowly stopping in at like a general store and some other little fun things. So we actually got out. Monday woke up and we knew that we had to work on that pipe. So we went to Lowe's and we got everything that we needed to repair and patch the pipe. So we actually got that in the morning and we started to work on our patch. Sadly, the patch did not work. Of course. So we actually started to make our plans to replace. In the meantime, we stopped and took Zoe to the vet. She's been chewing and licking at her paws, and so we took her to a vet. We tried a new vet. The last vet we had made some comments that made us think that they really don't know what they're doing. They made a couple errors, but they told us that Newfoundlands don't get bloat, which we know is a fact that they do. And we're like, do I feel comfortable with you spaying my dog when you don't know that? Ew. So found a new vet and she went to the vet. And then when we got home, we went back to Lowe's to get the stuff for the repair. We got home and realized that we had forgotten something. So Tuesday morning, we got back up and went back to Lowe's and got the stuff for the repair. And we got that fixed. So I have a kitchen sink again. That brings me to today, Wednesday, and we decided to get up and we went to Cowan's Gap. We both love Cowan's Gap. We both have history there, and we went hiking. This hike was rough. I had a panic attack on the hike. Yes. So I had actually chosen a path that takes you around the park boundaries. And I was a little concerned because when you get to the ridge, you will actually go down on a trail that's only 5/10 of a mile, but is listed as extremely steep, extremely difficult. And I was debating it. Do I want to do it? And so we stopped at the park office to get the trail map that I could actually keep because cell reception up there. And the lady there was like, oh yeah, they put some switchbacks in. It's nice and easy now. She lies. Started down there and I was like, this is rough. And I was doing it. We made it about halfway down. We're about 20 minutes into the descent on this 5/10 of a mile hike. And we did a switchback, which was difficult. We get off the switchback back onto the main trail. And I looked down and I freaked out because it's steep, like real steep. And it just caused me to worry and panic. And I was on the trail crying. And I'm like, I either have to go back up or go back down. And it's either way is going to be ugly. I went back down. There was a couple spots I went down on my behind because it was that steep. I did it though. And so yeah, we hiked today at Cowan's Gap and we are going to pick up pizza tonight. What I've been doing is we've been eating out one night and then eating at home one night, kind of flip-flopping it back and forth. And that seems to be working pretty nicely. So tonight is an eat out, and I think we're getting pizza. Anyway, I don't know what the next couple days are going to bring, but I will get back to you and share them with you.